Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's service. Again, we have the weekly memorial services in light of the inability to have physical person-to-person services. I apologize that the time changed for today. Following the service, I'll actually be participating on a panel in a workshop that's being done by the Center for Buddhist Education on live streaming and technology now that most of the temples are going to virtual services. So because of that, I had to move this service because that'll start at 10, I think it goes to 1. But we'll go ahead and start the service. We will begin with the sutra chanting of Sambutsuye. Namon dobs, namon dobs, namon dobs, namon dobs, namon dobs, namon dobs, namon dobs. Kogen gigi ijim goku nyoze emyo muyo tosha nichi ga tsumani shuko enyo kaishitsu onmei yunyaku jumoku nyorai yogen chose munin shogaku daion konu jipo kaimon shojin sammai chie itoku munyo shusho keu jindai zennem shobutsu hokai gujin jin no kugo gaidai mumyo yokunu seson yomu nin no shishi jindoku munyo kuku honai chie jinmyo komyo iso shin no daisen ganga sabutsu zaisho ho kano shoni mifu gedatsu fuse joi kainin shojin ryoze sammai chie ijo gosei tokubutsu ungyo shigan isai kuku isa dayan keshi ubutsu hyakusen okuman muryo daisho shunyo gojaku yo isai shito shobutsu hunyogu no kensho fukyaku hinyo gonya shobutsu sekai bufu kake mushu setsu no komyo shisho hemshi shokoku nyoze shojin ijin nanyo ryoga sabutsu kokudo dai ichi goshu kimyo dojo chozetsu kokunyo naion nimu toso gato aimin dodatsu isai jipo naisho 心熱症状糸がこ経絡安穏鉱物神妙是が心象発願の意力小小欲自法生存知恵無下上量子孫知や心行軽量心知食毒中願行精進二入不軽ナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダム願にしくどく病の生災道も大心往生安楽Namandobs, namandobs, 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 namandobs. So there's actually no names to read this week, which is okay. It probably just so happens that this week there aren't any names to be read, so in that sense it's a little happy, I guess. But either way, we'll get into the Dharma talk. So it's getting warmer. I think this coming up week, this next week, it's supposed to be over 100 like every day. But it forces us to change some of the things that we do on a normal basis. So for myself, I have to take into account the heat when walking the dog. So I can't go out in the middle of the day or in the afternoon anymore because it's too hot for him, like the ground and stuff. And so to take care, want to make sure that I have the appropriate time to walk him, whether it's early in the morning or if it's maybe, later in the evening when the sun's starting to go down, but just to make sure that it's healthy for him. And then, of course, when he comes in and it's kind of warm, then he'll lay on the ground because I think the ground's cold. But then also drink a ton of water. So he's been panting outside and it's warm, and so he'll drink more water. And it just, I think, generally during the day, he'll be drinking more water. And so it kind of reminds me that I have to be careful too if I'm working on, the plants or on the house or something outside, and it's hot, to stay hydrated. And I hope everyone else continues to stay hydrated. But I started thinking about it, and it's kind of a funny thing about our bodies, where supposedly if you are thirsty, then you're already dehydrated. So you want to continue to drink water throughout the day so that you never actually end up feeling thirsty. So if you're never thirsty, then you are hydrated enough. But if you're thirsty, then you need more water. And of course, there's this evolutionary aspect to it that helps us to remember to drink water when we're low on water. But for us to maintain being healthy, we actually never want to get to that point. And so there's a bunch of different apps, applications or ways to remember. Like you're supposed to have 8 cups, which isn't, necessarily true. That's kind of an arbitrary number, but we want to continue to hydrate ourselves throughout the day. And sometimes it takes these reminders for us to be able to get enough water throughout the day. And it's only if we continue to do that will we start to build this habit. So this thing that is necessary for our survival, for our health, sometimes we have to even practice doing something as simple and easy but important as drinking water. So if we practice doing that, then it will help us to feel better, to stay healthy, and not to suffer anything from the extreme heat. So with this idea of practicing something that we need, I think it applies very well to Buddhism. With all the practices that we have, there's a lot of different things that we could do. Like if it's mindfulness, awareness, if it's coming to temple, if it's chanting the Nembutsu, there's a lot of different things that we could repeat because the repeating part of it is what will allow us to have it make a difference in our lives. So with any kind of habit, if we want to start doing things positively in our lives, we have to make that conscious choice to do it and then repeat it and continue to do it, and it becomes a part of who we are. So with Buddhism, I think coming and understanding that we need the Dharma is kind of like this feeling of needing water. So if there's something in our life that we feel like, oh, Buddhism will help, the Buddha Dharma will help us, we should get more of it. In the same way, we feel like we need water. And there's definitely times where we get a little more thirsty than others, right? If we're not having a great time in our life, if someone had recently passed away, if we're struggling with things at work or the people at home, there's these times where we have a little more of that thirst, where we feel the need for Buddhism. But probably for the majority of our lives, those kind of instances don't happen so frequently. And so it's important for us to repeat even though we don't have that kind of thirst. So the same thing, while we're drinking water, even though we're not thirsty, it's important for us to come to the Buddha Dharma even though we don't necessarily need it. And it's only when we actually really need it does all of that experience come out. So when we're able to practice, when we're able to kind of be hydrated with the Dharma constantly, when we do get thirsty, when we do start to feel that pain and suffering in life, it comes out in a much easier way. We're able to fall back and lean on it. So I hope we continue to try to build that kind of practice, that kind of repetition in our life. Again, there's many different ways to do it, just like there's lots of different ways to stay hydrated with like all the different sports drinks and even foods that are full of water. But with Buddhism, it is coming to temple, it's reading on your own, it's saying the Nembutsu, it's bowing at your Butsudan. There's plenty of things that we can work on trying to build this repetition of a practice so that we have that in our back pocket, so we have that as a part of who we are, so when we do encounter the difficult times of life, we have something that we can lean on. If you could all please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, we'll now close with the reading of the Letter on White Ashes, which is a letter written by Nanyo Shonin, the 8th head abbot of our school of Buddhism. In silently contemplating the transient nature of human existence, nothing is more fragile and fleeting in this world than the life of man. Thus we have not heard of human life lasting for 1,000 years. Life passes swiftly, and few among men can maintain their form for even 100 years. Whether I go before others or others go before me, whether it be today or tomorrow, who is to know? Those who depart before us are as countless as the drops of dew. Though in the morning we may have radiant health, in the evening we may return to white ashes. When the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are closed forever, and when the last breath leaves us, our face loses its color. Though loved ones may gather and lament, everything is to no avail. The body is then sent into an open field and vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving only the white ashes. Nothing is more real than this truth of life. The fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and the old. Therefore we must, one and all, turn to the teachings of the Buddha Dharma and awaken to the essence of life. By so understanding the meaning of death, we come to appreciate the meaning of this life, which is to be treasured because it is unrepeatable. By virtue of true compassion, let us realize the unexcelled value of this existence, and let us live together with gratitude in our hearts. If you'd all please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. Okay, bye.